Excellent connection. Okay. I'm not sure how it sounds like right now. Probably good. So we finished that test or the Cambridge Book 18. Now we'll start from the 17. There are only 4 tests I'm going to practice. And let's see what happened. And also some of the part 3 I'm going to practice. And then I will do some reading. Sorry. Probably writing, because writing is the weakest one. For me at least. 17, test 1. Okay. We have done this one. Test 1. Right, okay. And it. Let me revise some of the words that I can use. Intrigued, scheme, firm believer, enforce, reinforce, bear, perceive, devoted, oh, depict, attempt. Depict means showing or to represent something in picture. Solitude means being alone. Resilient means recovery, convey. Inevitable means not avoidable. Pragmatic, comprehend. Pragmatic means practical. Comprehend means good understanding. Okay. Let's begin then. Some of the things I should remember that I can use whatever the point or bullet point I want. I will use if it's comfortable with me to talk about on that particular topic. Focus on the task response, then pronunciation, note grammatical mistakes. So these are the things I'm going to remember, and also some other word like throughout, additionally, in fact, generally, then in addition, purchase, I explored, direction as a result, occasionally, really in addition, may, shared, interest, in fact. Okay, my throat hurts, I don't want to speak, but I need to practice anyway. Okay, let's just keep going. I need the timer. Where's the clock? Where's the clock? Whoa. 2 minutes. Okay, save. Let's start. Describe the neighborhood you lived in when you were a child. Describe the neighborhood you lived in when you were a child. You should say where in your town, city the neighborhood was. What does it mean, the neighborhood? I actually don't understand. Like, is it a like community I have to explain? The question is asking you to describe the area or neighborhood you have where you grew up as a child. It wants to know about the place you lived, like what it looked like, the couple, the kind of people who lived there, what kind of environment it was. Okay, kind of difficult one for me. Describe a neighborhood. Okay, it took much of time, let's say. When I was a child, there were neighborhood that I lived in. There actually, uh, okay, no. When when I was a child, I lived in my no. Damn, what's going on? What's going on? When I was a child, I bought. No. Okay, what is going on? I born in my hometown, which is actually located to countryside. You can also say village. And my neighborhood was lived there when I was child. It was really peaceful, cheerful life for me at that moment because those neighborhood are really nice to me, and I think most of the time of my childhood I spent with them because they always bring me with their bring me in their house, give me toys to play, and many things that I have remembered about them. They were mostly farmers or they lead a rural life, but the love they have for me, it was totally unconditional. I can say that for sure. It feels like they were devoted to me. I was really lucky enough to get this kind of neighborhood at that moment. And if somebody asked me if I would live with them again in the future, I would say definitely I would because the nature and I felt more close to them when I think about living with them because it brings it brings back the memory that I had with them. It's really something that I cannot describe with my word. It's really astonishing. And the innocentness I have seen into them, they don't care about any status, They just care about how I respect them, their how I love them. That's it. Okay, I know, Chino. I think just this answer is not that bad. I didn't use much word. Maybe let's see. It's processing your request. Okay, 6.5. Them. Okay, too much. Hmm. Them. Task response. All right. 6. Grammatical mistakes. Pronunciation 6.5. Why, man? Countryside. What's with the countryside? It is definitely 7. This pronunciation is weird. Innocent. Innocent. Astonishing. Okay. Let's don't look at the pronunciation, okay? The answer is well organized and cover all the parts of question. The description of the neighborhood is inhabitants is vivid, engaging. However, adding more specific details, the location, landmark, types of house, expanding the activities experience with neighborhoods would further enhance the responses. Consider providing more uh, concrete example, like illustrate the points of made that neighborhood's kindness and overall atmosphere. I didn't actually understand the question. Are they talking about the neighborhood or like the people? They're talking about people, but they didn't talk about the infrastructure or the types of house they had. Kindness. Further, enhance the response. Consider providing concrete example of illustrated points made out of. Okay, maybe grammatical mistakes mostly accurate, but there are few errors. This is the one thing I should work on. Consistency, for example, my neighborhood was lived there. Grammatical incorrect. Improve that could be focused on subject verb. I really want to see what kind of grammatical mistakes I'm making while I'm speaking. Tell me what kind of grammatical mistakes I'm making. I should learn and acknowledge them. Just quick typing. You are making several grammatical mistakes that can be categorized into a few key areas. Sentence structure. My neighborhood was lived there when I was child. I lived in the neighborhood when I was child. Okay. That means I don't understand what the neighborhood means right now. The area of a town that surrounded someone's home or the people who live in the areas. We were lots of There were lots of kids in my neighborhood when I was growing up. Okay. So neighborhood does not mean only someone's home. It also means the people who live in this area. Okay. Maybe makes sense. An area characteristic make a difference between from areas and people. Got it. Now let's see the problems I'm making. Your sentences are too long. Sometimes lacks of proper pronunciation, punctuation. My neighborhood was lived there when I was a child. I lived there. I lived in that neighborhood when I was a child. See, why I'm not getting this kind of idea in my mind? Incorrect and incorrect choice. It feels like they were devoted to me. It feels like they were devoted to me. Past tense for consistency. They always bring me in. They always brought me in their house. Okay. It feels like they were devoted to me. They were devoted to me. Uh, it felt like, okay, it felt like they were devoted to me. It felt like, it feels like, no, it not feels. Since I'm talking about past, then I have to remember it felt like. Then they always bring me in their house. They always invited me into their house. They always invited me into their house. Article, uh, preposition. Uh, they don't care about my any status, any status. They don't care about social status. They don't care about social status. Okay, that makes sense. Incorrect preposition. I think living with them. I think I think about living with them because it brings back the memory that I had with them. I think about living with them because it brings back memories I shared with them. Okay, I shared with them. I shared with them. Verb tense issues. Mixing past, present tense in a way that sounds unnatural in a URL. Okay, I still remember them. I have remembered about them. I still remember them. Okay. If you describing past experience, stick to the past tense. It felt like they were devoted to me. Spelling, not the acknowledge. Okay. Shorter, clear sentence. Use past tense for past event. Be careful in the position. Use article correctly. Okay. I got 7.5 right. Let's write that down. 6.5 at the beginning. Start with bed. Let's listen to it and neighbors. During that time, I would definitely say yes. I felt closer, and when I think about living with them, it brings some memory I had. I shared with them. It's really thing that I can describe in words. In words, it's really amazing. Really nice feelings. It's really interesting. Cool. Got 6.5. The next one. Gene test 2 part 2. Hmm. Describe a big city you would like to visit. Okay, I think I'm going to begin. The big city that I would like to visit, it's of course Tokyo in Japan. And it's one of my dreams that I will explore that city. To be honest, I wasn't sure about what kind of city it is until I looked at an article about the details, especially about culture, how the people spend their free time, how they enjoy their lifestyle, and also there are many beautiful places in the in that city. And more important things that I want to do in that city, it's I want to visit animation studio. It's because I really love watching anime, but I was always intrigued by how I can just know about this animation studio, like how they make animation from the beginning to finish. It's really fascinating. And I believe nobody knows how actually they done that work or how they actually do that work. And also, I have to travel from my country since I live in Bangladesh. There are easy way to go as a tourist using via using plane, or I have to book a flight and get the visa for tourist. Uh, it would be a great experience for me, and I'm really excited to visit Tokyo very soon. I made a mistake about the journey I'm going to, and this is the problem he mentioned before, that don't say something that you are not comfortable with, or don't use any bullet point that you cannot speak about. Okay, why there is so many repetition? Why they counting it? Intrigued, fascinating, however more precise varieties of word, description, okay, blah blah blah. City, what can I use instead of them? What they're talking about? I want to see what kind of grammatical mistakes I have made here. To be honest, no matter how much I'm learning the mistakes, I'm trying to learn from my mistakes, I cannot acknowledge them when I'm actually speaking. In fact, I'm getting totally blanked when I think about or generate more ideas about, or just I want to pause to rethink about if I'm making any grammatical mistakes or not. Meanwhile, uh, intrigued, fascinating. What was the meaning of perceive? Perceive to come or opinion about something. Perceive. I perceive things differently when it comes to. Okay. I perceive things differently when it comes to. CB, very strong, depict means to describe or show something. I cannot depict. I cannot show in certain way. Books often depict love differently. My past lifestyle depicts how foolish I was to when it comes to making decision. Is this it? Okay. And more important, that I want to I want to do in the city. I want to visit animation studio. I want to do in that city that visiting animation studio. Okay, one of the most important thing I want to do in Tokyo to visit an animation studio. Okay, your sentence were too long, sometimes lacks proper punctuation. It does speaking though. It's speaking test though. Anyway, incorrect word choice. I was always intrigued uh, how I can just know about this animation. I was always curious about how animation studio works. Yeah, this one is more accurate. There are easy way to go as a tourist using phone. There are easy way to travel. Okay, there are easy way to travel there as a tourist by plane. Missing a N. Okay, it's really fascinating, and I believe nobody knows how actually they done that work. Nobody knows how actually they do that work. Okay, incorrect. I have to travel from my country since I live in Bangladesh. Since I live in Bangladesh, I will need to travel there. Okay, verb tense. I believe nobody knows how actually they do that work. Okay, present tense and general statement. I believe nobody knows how they actually do that work. Okay, fluency, clarity. The big city that I would love to visit is, of course, Japan. Tokyo in Japan is one of my dream that I will explore that city. I would love to visit Tokyo, Japan. It's been my dream to explore the city. Grammar fixes. I wasn't sure about what kind of city it is until I looked at an article. I wasn't sure what kind of city it was until I read about it. Okay, I read about it. Don't use article. I want to visit an animation studio. Okay. It's easy to travel there by plane as a tourist. Cool. I get to know some words. Hmm. Although I read them, but not sure how much I can keep up with it. Okay, I got 7 here. Tomorrow is my exam. I cannot believe it. Okay. Describe a mountain that you like. Mountain. You should say, bro, what kind of topic is this? What mountain it is? Mount Everest. Everest. Why this mountain is in Nepal. Nepal. But it looks like the biggest. Explain why you like this mountain. I have never visited it. Winter. It's like adventure. Where it's located though? Yeah. Located. It's in India? Really? Yes. Khumbu region of Nepal. I really love the Mount Everest. It's a mountain which is located in Nepal. And what happened? I really like the mountain names. I really like. There's a mountain that I really like. It's named Mount Everest. It's actually located in Nepal. But I got amazed when I was watching a documentary video in YouTube. I saw one of our member from Bangladesh who actually climbed all over the Mount Everest and and he was standing on the top of the mountain with our Bangladeshi flag. It was really astonishing to see that. So I have always told myself that I want to visit that Mount Everest in Nepal, and I also want to grab a flag and make myself proud all over while standing on the top of Mount Everest. It would be a great experience, and I'm really excited about this in future for the future. It's really the mountain really looks like different than other mountain. It's because this one is the largest, and if you climb on the top, then you need extra oxygen bag, which is really interesting. And I really like this mountain. It's not because someone has already uh, climbed all over on the top of that mountain, but also I want to uh, but also I want to make myself proud that I can also climb on the mountain. I don't know how I did, man. 6.5 again. I'm just freaking sleepy. I was looking at the time, I was looking at the words. If I had put a little bit more effort, I could have made it. I used mountain 5 times. Hills, what could I have used? Hills. How about the grammars? Grammar was 7. Wow. This is first time I got 7 in grammar, maybe. Is it? The task response was not that good. Responsible, quite personal, engaging, showing continuous prompt work. They describe, because I don't know about mountain. How do I describe it? Structure, answer clearly, answer, personal experience, future plan, connection. Don't overcomplicate things. You are unsure about vocabulary. If you are unsure about vocabulary, praise it simpler word. Example: it's the largest mountain, and people uh, people need oxygen bag, which is interesting. It is the tallest mountain in the world, and climbers need oxygen tanks to survive at the top. That's fascinating. First of all, I love mountain because some basic linking word for fluency. First of all, I love mountains because also I watched documentary about. In future, I would love to overall Mount Everest. First of all, I love mountains. Some of the linking words that I can use. Improve vocab step by step. Learn 5 to 10 topics about words before you test, like altitude, climber, summit. I don't know. Breathtaking, challenging, extreme weather. Okay, use them naturally in your answer. Practice speaking out loud. Don't memorize the words. Okay. Mountain I really One mountain I really admire is Mount Everest, which is tallest mountain in the world. It is located in Nepal, and is famous for being difficult mountain to climb. I first became I first became interested in Everest after watching a documentary on YouTube. I saw a Bangladeshi climbers reach the summit with with our national flag. What is summit? It means on top. Summit, an important formal meeting between leaders and governments. Not sure. Summit with our national flag, which was really inspiring. It made me wonder what a, what it feels like to stand at such a high altitude, such a high position. In the future, I would like to visit Nepal and maybe even see Everest in real life. However, climbing in climbing it would be a huge challenge because of the extreme weather and need for oxygen tanks. Still, I think it would be an amazing experience. Overall, Everest is a unique and breathtaking place. Again, I got 6.5. Mm, Really need 7 this time. Describe an occasion when you had to do something in a hurry. You should say what you had to do, why you had to do this in a hurry, how well you did this, explain. Okay, let's do the note. Occasion. What you had to do. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Wait. What should I? How should I start with? Like, describe. There was an occasion when I had to do my IELTS exam, or I have to prepare for my IELTS exam in a hurry. And I had to do this because the IELTS exam, I really, what happened with my mind? What just happened? There was a moment that I had to do my IELTS preparation in just 1 month. And IELTS exam is something that I was planning for over 2 years, that I want to improve my English speaking, English writing, reading, so I can be better when it comes to IELTS exam and get a good score. So, but unfortunately, I had to drop that idea and I had to take this preparation in just 1 month. Why I did that? The reason behind taking this IELTS preparation exam in 1 month, that I needed to apply for university in another country, and I had really tight deadline. I had to apply for those universities in just 2 months, and for that, I really need the IELTS score. That was the main reason that I did the whole IELTS preparation in just 1 month, where I had where I had to do the speaking practice for 2 hours, reading, writing, listening, and it was really frustrating at that point because I couldn't get the score I was expecting. But at the same time, I got the score which is actually required to apply for those university. It was alright for me, but what I felt about this situation, I felt really disciplined that I bring into my study again. I was really active through the whole process. I really loved it. Not sure. I can't really tell. I repeated some words, but I'm expecting 7 though. Okay. Okay, not bad. It's really easy when you have something or some story that already made up. University. That's really, again, I used the really word. The candidate uses a range of vocabulary appropriate topic. Well, accurate. Consider specific details that illustrate the challenge and being associated with the rushed preparation. For example, describe a specific instance to difficult task moment. Okay, that makes sense. Frustration. But overall, the narrative flows well and minor improvement, smoother translation. Okay. There was a moment when I had to do my IELTS preparation in just 1 month. The IELTS exam is that something I had been planning for over 2 years because I wanted to improve my English speaking, writing, reading skills to achieve a good score. Unfortunately, I had to drop that idea and take this preparation in just 1 month. Why did I do this? The reason behind taking the IELTS preparation exam in 1 month was that I needed to apply for university in another country, and I had a really tight deadline. I had to apply those universities in just 2 months. For that, I really needed that IELTS score. That was the main reason I did the whole IELTS preparation in just 1 month, where I had to practice speaking for 2 hours along with the reading, writing, listening. It was really frustrating at that point because I couldn't get the score I was expecting, but at the same time, I achieved the score required to apply for those universities. It was alright for me, but regarding how I felt about this situation, I felt really disciplined in my studies again. I was really active throughout the whole process and I really loved it. Nice thing about this speech that I completed it in within 2 minutes, which is not that bad. Mm, I wanna try another one. Okay, it would be 16th part 2. 16th. let's go for 19th. Son of the 19th, part 2. What's that part 2? Yeah, let's go for this one. Okay. Describe a law that introduced in your country and that you thought was very good idea. What the law was. I cannot remember any laws. Really, I cannot think about any laws. What the? What kind of law it could be? Mm. Okay, I'll think about it. Let's see. Okay, let's start. Describe a law that was introduced in your country that you thought it was a very good idea. Start. Okay. Okay. Let's try. There is a nice law that has introduced. Stop it. There was a nice law that I don't understand. How do you say there was a nice law and it was introduced in your country? I'm going to think. Describe a law that was introduced in your country. Our country recently introduced a nice law for everyone, which is stop smoking at public place. So this law is really helpful for everyone in our country. And our president especially re- signed this agreement with our parliament so they can immediately implement this law in our country. And it was introduced last month. The main reason for this law is because of an incident in our country. There was a school student who was standing for the bus in the bus at the bus station. There is a guy who was smoking right beside him, and he complained that please, this is a public place and don't smoke here. But that guy didn't listen to him. He just told him, it's my place, I can do whatever I want. And that from that moment, he and his friends at the school got really triggered by this situation. So they protested about this smoking at the public. They wanted to stop this and implement a law. And our president immediately noticed that it's a really good uh, protest that we should notice about. And that's why this law got implemented. And I believe this law is also going to prevent smoking at the public place, also prevent other people to quit, uh, also make other people to quit smoking, and it going to make our country more clean, and our air is going to be more fresh as well. Holy shit, I didn't, oh my god, what I was doing. Okay, 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 let's do it. Recently, our country introduced a beneficial law. It is stop smoking at the public. And the whole idea about quit smoking at public place is really helpful and is really beneficial for our society, also for our air quality in our country. This law came up from a story or from an incident that recently happened at a bus station. One of his high school student was standing there and the other guy was smoking right beside him, and he suddenly protested that please stop smoking at public place, but he didn't listen. From that point, this student and his friend managed a protest front of president's parliament. And then president noticed that it's a really serious issue in our country that people smoke at public place, which is not good at all. And then our president took these matters on the high priority list, and he talked to parliament to introduce this law immediately to stop and quit smoking at public place. I think this is a great idea because this law is going to prevent people to smoking at public place. Also is going to be a rules, or is going to be a solution for other people to quit smoking. And also our air quality in our country is going to be great again. 7.5, sorry, 6.5. I'm really having hard time to generating ideas. Because who want to talk about these things? Or maybe I had to. Maybe I have. 7 times smoking. Really frustrated about this. I don't like this anymore. It's really freaking hard to generate ideas. Let me try another one. Describe a car journey you made that took longer than expected. Where you were going at my hometown from city. Who were you with? I was alone. Alone, how you felt during the journey. Solitude, life. Explain why this car journey took longer than expected. Cause visited my friend in Midway. Cool. I would get 7.5 in this one. Please. Last month, I had a holiday. Last month, I had a few days off from my work, so I made a plan to visit my hometown and meet my parents again. And I wanted to visit the hometown by my car. So I made a plan that I was going to take a long journey by riding my car. So I went there, but it took much more longer time than I was expected. Than I expected. It's because in the midway I actually met one of my friends, and it was really sudden because he called me that, hey, I need your help for something. So I was like, okay, I can help you since I am on my way and your house is near to the place I'm right now, so I can visit. So I went there and I visited my friends and I solved his problem, and it took me little bit time. So the whole process, uh, the whole process really took me more time than I was expected. It's because of my friend. How I felt about the journey. During this journey, I strongly felt that I really love the life of solitude. It's because I have been alone after my high school, and I lived in my city by myself, and overall, I really enjoy being alone. I would love to choose this lifestyle over any others every time. After that, when I visited my hometown, I met with my family, peers, which was really great experience. And the car journey, I was thinking to make it again and again because I really like a long ride with my car. 7, not 7.5, because I got lost in the midway. When I was describing, I visited my friend in the midway, in the mid of journey. It should be, if I get 6.5, I'd be so disappointed. Please, 6, okay, kill me. Please kill me. What is this? How do I improve it? I took a road trip to my hometown to visit my parents. Unexpectedly, my friend called me and I called and needed help, so I made a quick stop. The journey was longer than I expected because I enjoyed the solitude of the road. Coherence, avoid random ideas, stick to the topic. What is the main topic? What is the main topic though? Describe a car journey you made that took longer than expected. There is two idea that I it took me longer than I expected because unexpectedly my friend called me suddenly. Unexpectedly my friend called me and asked for help. And I went there and I solved his problem. And then we had some furthermore afterward after that we had some chit chat, talk about our lifestyle, and then I left. But again, during that trip, I enjoyed some of the views uh, when I was driving my car because I really like the solitude car journey of solitude. What is that? Solitude of the road because I really like solitude of the road. Let's retake it. Last month, I got few days off from my work, and then I made a quick trip plan to visit my family in my hometown. So I quickly started driving my car, and I was really expecting that it's going to take uh, not more than maybe 2 hours, and I will be there with my family, having good time after 2 hours. That was the plan. So while I was while I was driving my car, suddenly an unexpected call from my friend. He was asking for my phone to get some job done. So I went to my friend's house and solved his problem, and then we had a little chit chat. After that, we also talked about our lifestyle and other things. With this moment, we actually spent around 1 hour, which is already took my time to the the journey I was thinking to arrive at that point. So after that, I left from that place, and I had only arrived midway of the road. Or like I still left halfway to arrive my home, but I suddenly noticed that I really love solitude of the road. So sometimes I stopped driving the car and just I was standing on the street and I was looking at the views, which is really felt astonishing to me and natural. So I really loved that journey, to be honest, even though it took longer than I was expected because of my friend and my solitude lifestyle, but I really enjoyed it. Please. 6.5. Okay, 7. Finally. What made difference from this one to that one? Pronunciation good, like literally. The responses were adequately addressing the part of task, however, more specific details responses, especially I think grammatical mistakes got better than before. The conversation you had with your friends, emotion experience during the journey, adding more sensory details, narrative engaging, improving the overall quality, narrative coherent, easy to follow. The natural flow of the story, minor improvement could have helped you. Consistency and addition. Furthermore, yeah, this was the word. Furthermore, in addition, consequently create a more polished or flow. I want to use this addition. In addition, I was thinking that I need to leave the place immediately so I can arrive in my home as soon as possible. So I can use in addition like that. Or furthermore, vocabulary used adequately, good. Although some of the phrases was inappropriate responses. For example, instead of chit chat, because we could word casual conversation, informal discussion. Casual conversation is makes sense. Grammatical mostly was accurate. Grammatical traits could be, so for example, using uh, passive voice embedded. I don't know what is this. I know about passive voice. Okay, A2 available. Available vocabulary. Uh, task response was 6. Okay, what else? What else I can do? After second test, I got this one. I wanna take another one. Let's see. 19. 19 test 4. Let's try this one. Yeah, I didn't take this one. Okay. Describe a place you visited that was beautiful view that has beautiful view. Why do you why this place was? There's a uh, when you visited this place and what views you can see from this place. Uh, what view you can see from this place? Explain why you think this view was so beautiful. Okay, let's start. Hmm. Okay, let's start. Recently, I visited a place. It's named Railway Station, and it's a modern railway station which has the electrical transportation system. It's like an electrical train, to be honest. And I wasn't sure that I am a big fan of this train or this transportation, but what I got interested mostly about the station itself, like the buildings. It's because these buildings has this building have too much of design, and the architecture is really well made. It's because this project was handled by Japan, and all this Japanese architecture or architectures, they really did a good job building it. I visited this railway station last month, and when I see this infrastructure inside and outside, I was really intrigued by these buildings, and overall, I really loved how clean it was. I can't explain. This is maybe the first time I got so excited by looking at a modern infrastructure, which is really great. And just it amazed me for some reason. I would like to visit that place again and again. 6.5. When I think kind of difficult, it's really difficult to be honest. I don't know. Maybe I'm not worthy to get 6 and I'm not worthy to get 7. Cool. Kill me. What should I do by learning it? I cannot improve at all. It's a modern railway station which has a electrical transportation system. It was a modern railway station with the electrical transportation system. Your version. This this building has have too much design. This architecture is interact in this project was last month. I visited the metro rail station, a modern electric train station. Initially, I wasn't sure if I liked this type of transportation, but what fascinated me the most was the station architecture. The building had coolest design, and the structure was really incredibly well maintained. Since the project was developed by Japanese engineers, the attention to details was impressive. I was particularly amazed by how clean and organized this station was. It was the first time I felt genuinely excited about the modern infrastructure, and I would love to visit again. Describe a person from your country who has won a prize, award, or medal. Who this person is, which prize, award, medal received, what they did to win this, and explain whether you think it was right that this person received this prize and award or medal. The only person who got Nobel Prize from our country is Muhammad Yunus. So he got this award by contributing to our society, especially in the poverty. He made a bank, and this bank is about micro bank, which means any people they are, if they are poor, then they can save some money in this bank in overtime, and they would get some interest even from this small amount of money. So he approached this idea towards especially women's and poor people in general. But he emphasized all the women to actually build this bank, and also he went to the poor people so they invest their time to understand this bank system and they can trust it, so they can use for their own benefits to save some money in this bank. And after that, it got really financially stable, and all the people who invested in this company, they were really surprised by the success, and all the poor people who were struggled with their life so many times, and when they discovered about this bank, they are really felt relieved, and they were really nice about the whole idea. At this point, I don't even know what I'm talking about, so there is no point. I think it's because at midnight I cannot generate any ideas. I wanna try a writing practice, okay? What is this? I wanna try a speaking test, but Not now. I just have to do reading test. Sorry, writing test today and in the morning, and then yeah. I'll focus on task one for now. Sorry, task two, because that's the most important. There's a structure that I want to follow. It's given by us advantage. Hmm. Us advantage. Uh, yeah, this one. Each question types requires a different approach. This graphics below will show you how to answer one or two different types of uh, advantage and disadvantage essays. I haven't done much of a writing practice, to be honest. Mouse. It's the most popular. Alright, yeah, that's true. Among them, agree and disagree, and advantage and disadvantage type is they are particularly common, appealing various MS in Cambridge. 15 to 19. What's the most common question type for writing class 2? Discuss both views and give your opinion. Agree, disagree, advantage, disadvantage, and overall how many types there are most popular. Organized, categorized, agree, disagree, two-part questions, cause and solution. And he already only gave advantage and disadvantage things. Is there any more information about the question types? I'm kind of tired. Let's see. Hmm, I think on opinion, to what extent do you agree or disagree? Opinion, agree or disagree? Okay, this one goes to opinion. Discuss both view and give your own opinion. This one, since discuss an opinion would be this one. What are the problems? What solution you can suggest? Okay, this one. What are the benefits and drawbacks? Okay, opinion. What is the positive and negative development? What is a positive or negative development? Discussion. Then, which factors contribute to this? Is it realistic expect these factors? Which factors contribute to this? Which factors? Okay, it goes to this one. Then discuss the advantage and disadvantage. This goes to this one. Do the advantage, do the advantage outweigh the disadvantage? Opinion. Okay. We could take a screenshot. Just
disadvantages. There's a clear opinion being asked of us here. Do we think there are more advantages than disadvantages? However, if we are to say that there are more advantages than disadvantages, we must be aware of the disadvantages as well, and we must make the reader that we aware that we are aware, if that makes sense. So we need to look at both sides of the question, both sides of the arguments.
Just to keep that as a document, I might need it later. Okay.
Limited number of relevant ideas that act for it. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to break IELTS Writing Task 2 down into 3 parts. The planning part, the writing part, and the checking part. Often students get really confused about what to do when they're writing their Task 2 essays. And a very, very common problem is people see the question, they begin writing immediately. They get lost because they didn't do any planning, then they run out of time, they don't have any time to check. And what you should aim for is to plan everything out and then write your essay and then have time to check it at the end. So we're going to show you everything you need to know about these 3 stages. So the planning stage is broken down. Question is that you answer them. Global warming. General topic is government spending. So if you just wrote everything you know about government spending in relation to railways and roads and keep it simple. Don't introduction to your main body paragraphs to your conclusion. Complicated high-level ideas. They want you to show that you can use ideas to improve railways versus roads and a little bubble around it and 20 arrows. Just ask yourself one question. What is the most obvious, straightforward idea that comes up? Don't think of the most complicated idea. The simplest idea is always the best. And if you can't think of an idea personally, try and think a little bit outside the box by thinking, if 100 people were asked this direct question, what would most people say? And that kind of shift in your mindset takes you out of your own brain in a way and makes you think generally about the specific question, allows you to generate ideas effectively and quickly. Because you only have 40 minutes really to answer the whole question, to plan, to write, to check your answer. You don't want to be spending more than a few minutes generating ideas. If you practice, all of this planning stage is to create this roadmap for your essay. And that is going to mean that you write a very clear, coherent essay and you're focusing on one thing at a time. And you might be thinking, well, Chris, I don't have time to do all of this planning. You will. If you do all of this, you will be able to write your essay a lot quicker. You're not going to get lost. And If you try this method, you might take a little bit longer to begin with, because that's totally natural. When you're learning something new, it will take you a little bit longer. But if you continue to practice in this way, you will have no problem getting everything done in 40 minutes. So just to review the planning stage, understand the question type, analyze the question properly, generate your ideas, and then put all of your ideas and all of the things you're thinking about into a structure plan. And now we have a map and we can start on our writing stage. So there are 3 stages to the writing stage: introduction, main body paragraph, and your conclusion. The biggest problem that examiners see every day when they're looking at introductions is people adding things that are just not necessary, to the extent that the introductions are meaningless. The student has completely wasted their time. What is an introduction? An introduction is to introduce the reader to what you are going to write. If you think about it that way, then you are going to write a very, very effective introduction. But if you listen to someone who is telling you things that they don't really know what they are talking about and telling you to include this and include this and include this, you're just adding a bunch of nonsense into your introduction. And it's a terrible way to introduce yourself. Memorize phrases. You are not going to trick the examiners. This is what they do every single day. They get up, they look at essays, and they go to bed. They don't do anything other than look at these essays again and again and again and again. They have seen every memorized phrase. And what they'll do is they'll just completely discount them. So if you're at a school or you're looking at a website where they say, like, memorize this fixed phrase and insert it into your essay, that is one of the worst things that you could ever do. Also, it's a waste of time to put, this essay will, for example, discuss both views and give a reasoned conclusion at the end. That's what your essay is supposed to do. You're stating the obvious. And very much like a neutral background statement, you're not adding anything to your essay. You're not telling the examiner what you think about the question, which is what you're supposed to be doing. Number 4, a specific number of words or sentences. I see this a lot on YouTube and on Facebook and on blogs where they say, write 3 exact sentences and write 20 words in your first sentence. Nonsense. Some introductions are long, some are short. Some introductions are long and good, and some introductions are long and bad. Some are short and good, and some are short and bad. Length has nothing to do with quality. It's all about quality, not quantity. And number 5, fancy vocabulary. You are trying to impress the examiner by showing off your list of vocabulary that you've memorized. It's not a memorization test. You're going to get it wrong, or the examiner is going to know that you memorized it. It is very, very, very obvious, and you're not going to be writing an effective introduction, because you write an effective introduction by writing an effective introduction, not by inserting lots of fancy words. So just by avoiding these 5 things, you're going to write a much better introduction. Because I'm a native English speaker, you guys are learning English, I'm an IELTS teacher. My sample answer is not going to be very relevant to you, but a student sample answer is. So this is a VIP student who we work with, and this is their introduction. States should allocate more funding to railway lines instead of building new highways. This essay agrees with this statement because trains are environmentally friendly and benefit a greater number of people. So what I'd like you to do is read this introduction and think of the formula that they used. Think of the principles that they used in order to write this. What does it contain? So feel free to pause the video, think about it. There are 3 things that it has in it. This video is sponsored to be used in
State should allocate more funding to railway lines instead of building new highways. Okay.
in order to write this. What does it contain? So feel free to pause the video, think about it. There are 3 things that answer. States should allocate more funding to railway lines instead of building new highways. They're just paraphrasing the question. This essay agrees with this statement. That's clearly stating their opinion. Because trains are environmentally friendly, idea 1, and benefit a greater number of people, idea 2. So if I see this as an examiner, what is it saying to me? It's saying that they haven't included any of this nonsense, which is what 80–90% of the time they see. And what they've done is they've proved to me that they know how to paraphrase effectively, which is one of the things that they'll be looking out for if you hope to get a band 7, 8, or 9. Your position is very clear throughout the whole essay, because it's here throughout the whole essay means in the introduction too. And I know exactly what their main ideas are. I know exactly what is coming up in the rest of the essay. They have introduced, that's what you're supposed to do in an introduction, introduced what is going to be in the rest of the essay. So if we look at their introduction, idea 1, environmentally friendly. Idea 2, benefit a greater number of people. Guess what we're going to put in the main body paragraphs? Main body paragraph 1, environmentally friendly. Main body paragraph 2, benefit greater number of people. One paragraph, one idea. You should not have multiple main ideas in one paragraph. The purpose of a paragraph is introduce an idea and explain it, give an example, discuss that idea, and then if you want to start a new idea, start a new paragraph. And we're going to break down the main body paragraphs a little bit for you here. Topic sentence, the first thing that you want to add in. Then you want to add in an explanation, and then you want to add in an example. Not 3 sentences, 3 elements here. You're going to always have this first, then you're going to have this, and then you're going to have this. So this could be 1, 2, or 3 sentences. This could be 1 or 2 sentences, depending on the question, depending on the topic. But you're always going to have these 3 elements in here. Topic sentence is just telling the reader, this is my main idea. This is what the paragraph is about. Number 2, explanation. You are giving the reasons wrong. You don't want to, it doesn't actually lead to you creating a coherent argument. Are at a band 7 level up until this point, and then they don't check it, they make a few little errors, and that drops them down to a 6.5. How many people watching this video, put it in the comments, have got a 6.5? Probably the reason why you got a 6.5 is you didn't have time to check, or you didn't check properly, because it's those little mistakes, and they all add up, that lead to you getting a 6.5. So there are 3 different checks that you want to make. And before you say it in the comments, I won't have time to check everything. You don't have a problem with timing, you have a problem with writing. So I can write a band 9 essay in 15 minutes because it's my job, and I've done it over and over and over and over again. Students that I work with can write a band 8 or a band 9 essay in about 30 minutes. And that is not because they are really, really good. It's going to lead or articles or verb-subject agreement or tenses or punctuation. Normally there's just one area of weakness or 2 areas of weakness. And